2019. We have a review of work session discussion meeting minutes. I don't have any changes or questions about them. All right, we will move to department head report. That's how my head went right to you first. You were the first one here today, so.
Just an update on what I discussed with you last week with the lift station. Unfortunately, I don't have any significant news for you. Just met with a representative from Damon Superior Products out of Pittsburgh. His name is Rich Horns, and he came down and looked at what we had. And although it's old, it's still pretty basic and standard. He's going to put together a quote to replace all 4 pumps. And he is also very confident that those pumps can be refurbished. So he's going to put together a quote to come in, have his guys come in and pull those pumps, take them back to their shop, tear them apart, and look and see if they can be refurbished.
And put back to our site or for resale for him?
Well, I mean, no, they can put back on our site if we so choose, go that route. He said we're probably looking at a savings of 50%.
So does this have to, Garen, would this have to be out for bid, or cause it's more likely going to be over the threshold, correct?
Have they given you a quote on what?
No. The initial ballpark figure that I gave of $18,000 to $22,000, he kind of scoffed at that. He kind of said, "Wow, that's pretty high. Where'd it come from?" And I told him basically what I told you folks.
Yeah.
I'm just talking to people locally in the field that are in the field. So he says that seems a little bit high. He says I don't think it would be that much. But the pumps, if they can be, I explained, they get pitted, they get a little bit corroded. Well, they can go in there and refinish those, I guess.
I think
and check the volutes and.
It sounds to me it might be in the range where we can get telephone bids.
Okay.
That it's below the 20,000 threshold, and then obviously if those start coming back above, then we would put it out.
I think the refurbished route would be under 10. Would fall under what you're saying.
Dan, would you take all 4 out at one time? Or
No,
just 2 and 2?
The two that are leaking right now would be pulled, and then if that's the route we decide to go, the other 2 are working; they're not leaking. So if we could just.
Do they give any kind of, I don't want to say guarantee or anything like extended warranty on
I
this?
believe they would.
Is that something you look into? Because if not, it might be just worth us paying the extra to get new ones, so we're not revisiting this and next year.
That's something that we'll have to determine. Once I get the quotes, we can talk about this more and and just weigh our options.
Okay.
Good.
I should have that by next Wednesday. He told me that he should have something for me by the end of this week.
Okay.
So next Wednesday I should have more information.
When you get them, submit it to the law department as soon as you can, so he can figure out what we have to do, what the next step is.
Thank you.
Well,
Anything else? All right. Any other department heads? No, hearing none. Solicitor?
I think the only thing that we were just talking about briefly prior to the meeting is we were looking to hold the meeting, the second meeting of February, which would be February 28th, at the Vanport Municipal Building at 6 o'clock. So if it's all right with the 2 of you, we can go ahead and get that advertised and hold that meeting, which normally would occur here at 10 a.m. on the 28th, would be at Vanport Municipal Building at 6 p.m. that evening.
Okay with that?
yes.
And then
Is that part of a goal to have meetings outside of there?
No, the problem occurred when we gave a proclamation to a person that was retiring in Vanport Township.
Okay.
And the commissioners themselves asked us if we would do a meeting there.
Good.
So that they could honor her, and that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
And then the other matter is a personnel matter for executive session. We will not need to reconvene.
Nate, anything? No, I don't. All good. Board of Commissioners?
Just an update on the fire policy. Are we ready to go with
That's
that?
going to be on the list of resolutions for next week's meeting.
Great.
And I think Sid has been meeting with the department heads.
Yes,
So
Cindy,
what were the numbers, Cindy, you gave us? There's,
There was 3 departments, the total of 4 people.
that are volunteer
That are
firefighters,
volunteer
excluding the
firefighters.
jail and 911.
911.
yeah, Cindy sent out a request to all the department heads saying that this is going to be voted on later this month to try to get a head count. Like as she said, 3 departments with 4 total people, and HR has sent out a notification to those departments to sort of talk to them about the logistics of it. And it will be on the resolutions for next week.
I think one of our goals is to hopefully see municipalities piggyback off of us. And Dan, I don't know, when you were in Monaca, did you have any DPW workers in Monaca that were volunteers?
We did, yeah, we had 2
So,
or 3.
and I'm sure if there was something going on, they could leave if they wanted to, but it'd be nice to see if they could, get paid, so hopefully.
Even at the time, I explained about the plane crash, and I spent the night up there, and when they came after me, the school released me, they let me go home. I mean,
Yeah.
I had to go through a series of vaccines and shots, and just sleep, actually. And the school was very accommodating, very accommodating.
So I think it's, one of my goals is to hopefully see the municipalities look at, maybe take our policy and move it in place to them, so. I just have 2 things, since Lance is here, this is good. Ed Flaw's not called, and was asking a few questions about Phase 2. Do we have any updates on Phase 2 or where the money's? I think his concern was he hasn't seen any invoices yet for Phase 2.
He has.
Okay, he just called this week, so I just wanted to make.
Yeah, phase 2 was the infrastructure.
That's what,
study.
maybe he said that's the only one he saw, maybe that's it.
But then, yeah, that was it. You told me to stop
Okay.
with that. So, and then actually, I just met with him yesterday.
Good.
So that first portion of that is done.
Okay.
I'm going to bring that up to you guys. I was going to ask today at some point if we can get
Okay.
a meeting set up. So we got a lot of good stuff there to figure out what the next steps are going to be. But that first part of it is complete.
Okay.
So, and that's from phase 2, and then the rest of it, I know he had to,
Yeah,
we're gonna do it.
he called because he wanted to let me know that the money, I don't want to say dries up, but goes away in the summer, and I got a little concerned. He said the summer of 2020. I said, well, Ed, that's a year and a half away. And, but he also wanted to let me know that a municipality just actually got Phase 9. So he wanted us to start spending, doing what we need to do so we can start applying for Phase 3 and so on, because the money's there to be applied
Yeah,
for.
we had that discussion, same thing, that's why I said, I put a stop to going to the next part, because I know you wanted to
Yeah.
potentially use it for something else, so.
So.
But that first part is done, like, I got
Okay.
some good stuff, and hopefully we can meet, figure out where we're going forward with that.
And I want to thank you, you did an excellent job at the kickoff of the comprehensive plan, as well as Tim Wetzel.
That's all you
Made
guys.
Beaver County proud.
We don't do it without you, so I don't, thank you.
The only other thing is, I just want to let the public know that the voting machines, our unfunded mandate that we have coming up, we are scheduled to have the 3 certified vendors come in, I think it's next week. And I don't know the exact dates and time for each of them.
Monday and
but,
Tuesday.
Unison, Dominion Voting, and ES&S, who we currently use. They are going to come back in and do a final show of their product, and then the board will discuss that at a work session.
There's one other one that's certified.
I think there's one other one that is attempting to be certified, but I don't think it's official yet. We can verify with Dory.
Yeah.
Probably because of the shutdown.
Yeah, so we just want to make sure we see all the products before,
Yes.
and we're starting to see other counties put RFQs out, or the bids and prices. But that and the governor's address yesterday, we discussed it, the state of the county. I think right now we're slated to get $160,000 for the election machines that are going to cost between $1 and $3 million. He determined that he was going to give $15 million a year for the next 5 years, which would equal $75,000, which I don't think is 50% of the total cost. So I don't know if this House or Senate's going to introduce some new bills, but right now, so I think once we see these 3 products, then we'll discuss it and choose the path, which way we want to go.
The funding comes from the House. That's where it has to originate, so.
All right, that is all I have. Audience participation or any other business? Hearing none. Audience participation.
Okay.
Go ahead, Mr. Woolley.
Excellent. You were saying that was 160K that they would give us out of how many million?
Well,
that we'd have to expend?
It's either it's between the range of $1.5 to $3 million.
How many machines do we have?
We have 459.
Plus or minus?
Nope.
I like that.
Exactly 459.
459.
Exactly.
Hey, I like that. The reevaluation status, how does that go? The
Reassessment,
reassessment?
there's the appeals currently pending before the Supreme Court.
So we did do it.
We did do it, and we're waiting to hear if the Supreme Court accepts the appeal or not. We should know that here within the next couple months.
Excellent. Would letters from the public at all?
We wish.
If it could, we'll let you know.
Yeah, so, I think one of the important things to know is, that for us appealing, we've appealed it twice, it's not costing the county any more money. You know, our law
Yeah,
department's
good
doing it
decision.
in-house, so,
Yes.
we're not hiring any outside counsel. There are counties who hire outside counsel to handle this, so. Wait to
That
hear.
also is 7 figures, right?
That is a high seven figure, it
Between
could be 8
and 10
figures,
million. And
so.
I think the
To get the
county's
same
going to
money.
gain 5%, was it 5% or 10%?
10%.
So
And.
this is not coming from the commissioners,
No,
okay? You have to understand that.
that's why I say, if there's any public help that would aid the activities. And financial administrator, the visit from Eastern PA to talk about our.
He is here.
financial-
He's here.
He's currently in meetings right now with a department head, discussing, I would assume, the budget for 2019 that was approved. He'll be here all day, and he's available to any of our department heads or elected officials. I know his schedule's pretty full, but he's here. You know, he's working with the controller's office for the end of the year, getting some things settled so they can start the audit process, so.
Will he be here at all?
For this meeting?
Public meeting?
No, not today.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, well, I wish you good luck.
all right.
Thank you.
Any other audience participation? Hearing none? All right, and no reason to reconvene from executive session?
Correct.
All right, we'll adjourn into executive session, not reconvene.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you.